The neuroscience behind popular biohacks like sunlight exposure, breathwork, and cold therapy reveals something truly inspiring. Simple daily habits can reshape the brain in ways that enhance focus, memory, motivation, and emotional resilience. These practices aren't magic. They tap into deep neurobiological mechanisms that regulate neurotransmitters, neural plasticity, and stress responses. What makes them so powerful is that they amplify the brain's natural strengths without relying on stimulants, supplements, or complex routines. Instead, they leverage fundamental relationships between the brain and the environment, helping cognitive performance feel clearer, steadier, and more sustainable throughout the day. Sunlight plays one of the most profound roles in cognitive optimization. When your eyes detect natural morning light, neural circuits in the hypothalamus and brainstem release a coordinated wave of neurotransmitters, serotonin for mood, dopamine for motivation, and norepinephrine for alertness. These chemicals don't spike sharply and crash. They rise in a stable, steady rhythm that supports mental clarity and emotional balance. Morning sunlight also anchors circadian timing, ensuring that cortisol peaks at the right moment to promote focus, and that melatonin cycles support deep restorative sleep later on. That sleep, in turn, improves memory consolidation, neural repair, and emotional stability. Sunlight even activates proteins in the retina that communicate directly with brain regions involved in attention and cognitive control. Over time, consistent exposure enhances learning, improves long-term mood regulation, and keeps mental energy more predictable. Breathwork provides another direct pathway to enhancing cognitive function. Neuroscientists now understand that slow, regulated breathing influences the brainstem, vagus nerve, and prefrontal cortex more deeply than previously realized. When you breathe slowly and intentionally, especially with elongated exhalations, you activate parasympathetic pathways that increase heart rate variability, a marker of emotional resilience and cognitive flexibility. This shift reduces overactivity in the amygdala, lowering anxiety and helping the brain stay focused rather than scattered. On a biochemical level, improved oxygenation enhances mitochondrial energy production inside neurons, supporting faster processing speed and clearer thinking. Certain breathwork techniques boost gamma wave activity, associated with insight, creativity, and high-level mental integration. Others strengthen alpha waves, enhancing calm concentration. What's striking is that even a minute or two of controlled breathing can sharpen attention, steady emotions, and reset the brain after stress. Over time, breathwork builds stronger neural networks for self-regulation, making it easier to stay centered during difficult conversations, heavy workloads, or moments of pressure. It becomes a built-in mental stabilizer that boosts cognition simply by giving the brain better access to its own regulatory systems. Cold exposure works through a completely different but equally impactful set of neural mechanisms. When the body encounters cold water or chilly temperatures, the brain initiates a surge of dopamine and norepinephrine, neurotransmitters that enhance mood, attention, and drive. What makes this release unique is its duration. Dopamine can rise by more than 200% and remain elevated for hours without creating overstimulation or dependency. This sustained boost improves focus and motivation far more smoothly than caffeine or artificial stimulants. Cold exposure also activates the locus coeruleus, the brain's primary source of norepinephrine, which plays a major role in attention, vigilance, and mental sharpness. When stimulated in the right dose, this region supports a state of alert calm, a kind of cognitive, high-definition mode, where thoughts feel clearer, distractions feel less intrusive, and tasks feel more manageable. Over time, cold exposure teaches the brain to tolerate stress more effectively. The repeated moment of controlled discomfort builds stronger prefrontal regulation over emotional impulses, which enhances resilience and improves cognitive performance during real-life stressors. These practices also influence neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and grow. Sunlight boosts BDNF, a protein that supports learning and the formation of new neural connections. Breathwork reduces stress hormones that interfere with neuroplasticity, creating a fertile environment for the brain to encode new skills and insights. Cold exposure activates protective cellular pathways that strengthen neurons and improve metabolic efficiency in brain tissue. Together, these changes create a system that not only performs well in the moment, but also learns, adapts, and recovers more effectively over time. Perhaps the most uplifting aspect is how these biohacks interact synergistically. Morning sunlight sets the brain's motivational chemistry for the day. Breathwork maintains calm focus during mentally demanding periods. Cold exposure elevates drive and sharpness while strengthening emotional stability. Each technique supports a different dimension of cognitive performance, and together, they create a daily rhythm that feels more energized, mentally clear, and emotionally grounded. They help the brain operate closer to its natural potential, not through pushing or forcing, but through alignment with biological design. The neuroscience is increasingly clear. These simple, free practices enhance cognition by tuning the brain's chemistry, sharpening its networks, and improving its adaptability. They offer a grounded, powerful alternative to synthetic boosters, helping people cultivate clearer thinking, stronger focus, deeper emotional resilience, and a more energized mind, all through habits that are accessible to anyone.